We were all excited with the new teaser of Alchemy of Souls, and it is that very shocking images were presented. This new teaser lets us know that the second season is near and that soon we will know the end of this great story. Although we must wait until December 10th to see the second season, with the images we can imagine the things that could happen. Some very important information has been revealed that helps us to have an idea of how surprising the following chapters will be. One of the things that surprised us the most was the image of Naksu, and thanks to that image, we can imagine what could happen with her in this story. That's why today I'm going to talk about Naksu could be petrified in Season 2. But first remember to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. We know that the new trailers left us surprised, and the fans of this series are excited because they know that soon the big day to see Season 2 is coming. The end of the first season was very sad because we saw how Jinmu used witchcraft to handle Mudok's behavior. It was very surprising to see the scenes that featured how Mudok listened to the bells and then was hypnotized and followed Jinmu's directives. Then we saw how Mudok went after Yutak and then finally hurt Janguk. This was heartbreaking stuff, but it was sadder to see Mudok realize what she did and know that she was petrified and threw herself in the lake. The first thing one may think is how the series is going to end so sadly and how it can be that the main characters disappear. While Janguk's body was burning, Master Li said a few words indicating that it was not the end for him yet. Then we saw how he got up, so he practically resurrected and the fire didn't do any damage to his body, and the only explanation for this is the ice stone. We must remember that Janguk took the ice stone the same night that the King's Star could be seen in the sky. So therefore Janguk has the power of the ice stone, and although we know that no one can possess the stone, but they use its power. In this case it is presented that he has the powers of the ice stone, and that is why he was resurrected. In other images we saw Naksu dressed in white, something that was very surprising because we had seen how her body had been burned in Season 1. We managed to see a young woman sitting in a white dress with long black hair, a very similar characteristic to Naksu in the past. Now, something that is very curious is that we saw that the young woman had a petrified hand, and one might think that it is Mudok, but of course with the physical characteristics we can understand that it is Naksu. One information that we learned in the teaser that is very important to talk about this theory is that Season 2 will begin 3 years after the end of Season 1. In other words, the story of Season 2 will begin after 3 years. This information is very important to know in order to draw some conclusions from the images we saw in the teaser. First of all, we know that Naksu's body is alive from the images that have been presented. Although many still wonder how her body would be alive if it was burned, there are several things that could explain that. It is believed that Yul hid the ashes in a safe place, but how do we explain the body being restored? What we can think is that Hoyoung sent her maidservants to rescue Mudok, and she used the power of the ice stone to restore Naksu's body, because she knew that Mudok's body was no longer useful. Yes, although the power of the ice stone is held by Janguk, we must remember that no one possesses the stone, so it may be that Hoyoung used some power related to the ice stone or some power that she herself masters, because she is from the Jin family. After understanding this theory, we can think that if the story starts after 3 years, it could be that Hoyoung has hidden Naksu and she has been trying to heal her for 3 years. But she has not been able to do it completely because of course she still has a petrified hand. Now that can also make us think that Naksu needs a stronger power to be completely healed, and in this case Janguk would enter. Most likely the only way Naksu can heal her body is through the ice stone, and we know that currently the one who has all the power over the stone is Janguk. According to what we saw in the teaser, it is not presented that Janguk knows about Naksu's existence. It's as if Naksu is hidden and he doesn't know about it. So this may explain why Janguk is seen with a dark vibe, frustrated, determined and thirsty for revenge. It is very likely then that if Janguk does not give the power of the ice stone to Naksu, she will end up petrified. So this will enclose another love story because she needs to be saved by him. So it may be that the second season is heading towards that Naksu needs treatment so that she does not end up totally petrified, and that Janguk does not know that she is alive. This could present that in this new season they don't have many scenes together, but in the last few episodes is that he finds out that Naksu is alive and goes to save her. That is something that would fill him with comfort because he must feel really bad that he couldn't save Mudok, but this time, no one will be able to stop him from saving Naksu. One question is why Naksu in the images they have presented appears as if she is lonely and sometimes like hiding from something. Well, if we remember the scenes from season 1, Mudok eliminated Yutak and of course his daughter is going to want to avenge his death. For that reason, we also saw the image of Choyeon and Dangu with a dark and negative vibe, because it is very likely that they are looking for Naksu to eliminate her. For that reason, she must be hiding. But what is strange is that if Hoyoung is hiding her, she must know that her other daughter is also after her to avenge her father's death. So we can realize that Hoyoung is putting Naksu first, then her husband's memory or her other daughter Choyeon. This detail wouldn't be weird at all because we saw in season 1 that Hoyoung didn't get along very well with her husband, and was really always looking forward to finding her daughter Buyeon. So for that part it's normal that she gives priority to Naksu than her husband's memory, and more so when I imagine that she found out that her husband lied to her by using Soy as her supposed daughter. So if Hoyoung is hiding Naksu, she must know the whole truth, and the most important is that she must know that Naksu and Buyeon's soul are together, and therefore she will try her best to have something from her daughter, even if it is some detail that means she can save her. This would be the only reason why she would do it, because she is not going to have any interest in saving the Naksu of the past, the murderer. So we can expect this second season to be very tense and heading towards Naksu being about to be petrified, if Janguk isn't saved with the ice stone. Maybe if he does this he will lose his powers to save her, but this would create another concept of love between them, something that in K-dramas is very popular. What do you think will happen with Naksu in the second season? Leave your comment here so we can read it. Remember to like and share it with your friends.